This is one of the headliners for the Pinnacle collection. What makes this Ferrari special?
Well, like all the cars in the collection, it is the pinnacle of its particular category. It's an alloy-bodied car, which is to say it was meant for competition and for racing. And with this car's restoration, the way you see it today, this is the best example on the planet.
A car like this, I mean, the estimated value when it comes to auction is going to be how much?
It will comfortably exceed $15 million.
Will this potentially set a record, or are we at a phase now where, I mean, $60 million is a great deal of money, but the records have been set and they'll hold for a while?
This car in particular could very easily set a record for a couple of reasons. One, the presentation is extraordinary. Two, the car is incredibly rare. And three, its history is unbelievable.
So as we look at this car and the others from the Pinnacle collection, what is it about the Pinnacle collection that makes this unique and historic?
Well, it is the single most valuable, single-owner collection of cars ever presented at a one-day auction. It's absolutely, again, unprecedented. Every one of the cars in its own respective category marks a high watermark for that model or that mark.
The Mercedes, recently some of these have gone for $2–3 million, but this is going to go for a lot more. Why?
Very simple. It's bodywork. Most of those 1,000+ cars were steel-bodied. This is a lightweight alloy-bodied 300 SL Gullwing. It's an icon as far as design goes, but as far as a lightweight sports car goes, it's an absolute rarity.
And they only made a few of these. How many? When you mentioned the 1,000, it was 29?
29 in total. Otherwise, this car has a beautiful paint finish, an iconic silver finish, Rudge wheels, which are incredibly valuable, fitted luggage. It ticks every single box that one of these cars needs.
These wheels, $45,000 for these wheels?
Probably as much as that, yes. They're incredibly desirable, and if the car was originally delivered with those wheels, it's an important part of its history.
So potentially, who's going to be the buyer of a car like this?
I would imagine somebody who likes driving the car extensively. The 1,000-mile rally in Colorado is an incredibly sought-after event, and this is the perfect event car for that.
Ferraris just keep going up, 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 and up. How much is a car like this going to sell for?
Several millions of dollars. That's very special. It's the 400th and very last Enzo built. Typically, Ferrari like to build one less than the market needs. So 399 was the expected number. This was one extra bonus, number 400.
And it was the last one that, when you say Enzo build, explain what that means to a collector.
The Ferrari factory builds these cars by hand. They are supercars with the utmost engineering and Formula One technology in these cars. But this one is the only one that was given to the Pope, John Paul II, as a gift. He elected to have it sold to benefit a charity for tsunami victims in 2005.
Did the Pope ever drive it? Do we know?
We don't believe so, but it would have been pretty darn neat if he did.
As long as we're here, tell me about this Ferrari, because it's my eye, actually, this is a powerful and beautiful machine. My eye likes that. And this is what, a 64, 65?
Your eye should like this. This is a California Spider, one of the prettiest cars in the world. It has the optional hardtop with which it was born, a number of interesting one-off features. The side vents are unique to this car. Beautiful hood scoop. The color combination is tremendous. This is one of the all-time great automotive designs. The 250 is really the critical number in these cars. It signifies the engine displacement, and it is the largest production run really for Ferrari. But in that series, they built a GTO, they built a California Spider, coupes, cabriolets. It is their most prolific production run with some extraordinary value.
The 141 cars that may sell for more than $1 million, 35% of them are Ferrari. And so Ferrari, 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 and here is an example. This car is going to go for how much?
We're expecting in excess of $15 million for a variety of reasons. It's beautiful, has great race history, it's an incredible event car, and it's one of the most famous cars that the factory in Italy ever produced. The original owner was a privateer, which is to say that he funded his own racing efforts, did very well that way, but very importantly, of the 32 or so cars that were built, it is widely recognized by Ferrari historians as being in the handful of the very best cars in terms of originality, presentation, factory correctness, and that upper echelon status is really what adds to the car's value. This is a McLaren F1. This is widely regarded as the Ferrari GTO of modern times. It is really the godfather of all supercars, unbelievably rare. It's the most exclusive car club in the world, and this is one of the best.
What year was this produced, and how much do you think this will go for?
These were built throughout the 1990s. You'll notice the center steering. It's basically a race car for the road. You're looking at well above $10 million for one of these.
If I had the 10 to 15 million to buy it, that I could be driving this on the streets of Manhattan?
You could and you should.
You should? Let me ask you about that. I mean, because car collectors, it doesn't matter the price, they say you should be driving the cars. Why is that? Most people think you should preserve it and lock it away in a garage.
Well, I think this is really an environment of enthusiasts, and certainly there's a lot of value in preserving a car's low mileage and its condition, but these cars are meant to be driven. And we think that as an auction house, respectively, they tend to sour if you don't take them on the road and really power it through the gears a few times. This is actually incredibly special because it is effectively a road car that has been uprated by the factory, one of only two with this 680 horsepower race car specification. It's the best of both worlds.